Jordan, first and foremost, just how's the off season? What were you up to, baseball and otherwise?
Yeah, it was good. Busy. My wife and I moved into a home in June, so first-time homeowners and all the good and bad that comes with that. So, but it was good. It was a lot of fun. We stayed busy, did some travel, did some hunting, did some fun stuff, some hobbies, stuff like that. So it was good.
So even without the baseball workouts, it was a lot of moving boxes workouts, I would imagine.
Thankfully, my wife was a trooper and took care of that before I got home for the off season. So, yeah, that wasn't so much. It was more so like fixing issues when they came up. Learning how to do some of that stuff. So it was good though.
So I know last season when we talked, you felt like you learned a lot when you weren't playing, and that taught you a lot about your role in the clubhouse and things like that. Starting a new season, coming in this spring, I know it's very early, obviously, and there's still guys filtering in. But how do you feel like your role is going to change this upcoming season in the clubhouse as you kind of develop into more of a leadership role?
I think you touched on it. Like it's gonna develop more into that leadership role, into the more vocal guy. I don't think I'll ever be a quote unquote vocal guy, but I do think that there will be more room and opportunity to maybe to speak up, to be more of a vocal leader when need be. I don't think there's gonna be a reality where I'm constantly rah, and I don't think this team needs that. I think this clubhouse is very motivated and very focused, but I do look forward to stepping into maybe more of an expanded role in that sense when needed, like I said. But yeah, I learned a lot last year from getting to play more. I was very bummed that I didn't get a full season. I'm looking forward to trying to stay healthy this year and get a full season and see what we can piece together.
Yeah, so Jordan, I think a lot of fans might describe you as intense. I think that's probably a word they would use. Do you think like friends, family, and teammates would describe you a similar way, or do you think they kind of have a different word for you?
Probably. I mean, I can be intense, like I'm not going to dodge those allegations. But I do think there's a lighter side and there's a less serious side to me, off the field especially. But here I kind of business, very business-like, very matter-of-fact, try and get my work in as professionally as I possibly can, and sometimes that's more intense than other guys. You are going to catch me smiling and laughing and having fun, obviously, but when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Yeah, I know, last season, from personal experience, when, I was up working on the fifth floor of the warehouse, even when you were injured, I would look down and you were the first guy there. You were doing speed work, with trainers and things like that when you couldn't use your hand. Where did that work ethic start for you? I mean, were you in T-ball asking your, coach to just like fire grounders at you? Like, have you always kind of had that, or, where did that start?
I think from my dad. He's a blue-collar guy, hard worker, kind of set the foundation very young of like, hey, you might not be the most talented guy, but you can definitely outwork and have the right attitude about going about your work. So just growing up, like watching him and his profession, kind of being around him, I think that's kind of what molded me into who I am today. It's something that, like I said, was instilled in me early on, so I really don't know any other way, for me, you mentioned the injury. Like, I wanted to get back out there. I was very motivated to come back before the season ended and get those reps before the critical postseason games. So, going back to who I was, like, didn't know any other thing other than to work because I wanted to get back. So, yeah, I credit that to my dad. And yeah, it's just kind of how I've always been, how I always planned to be.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to see a healthy and full go. Thanks.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.